Hey there you, welcome to another video. My name is Brian Nesline. I am an intuitive, psychic, oracle card reader, clairvoyant, empath, healer. What? These things are real things. There are people like me who know what we are, who we are, and what this white light, this love and light are capable of in the world. And here we are 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, working behind the scenes in a spiritual reality that we know and that we believe in and that we have faith in and that we trust in. And as we do that, my friends, all our lives get better. My life gets better. Your life gets better. The people around us, their lives get better. People's perceptions are changing. People's minds are being renewed and refreshed. And that's what we're looking for. Now, this is a pick a card reading, and this is the card reading number 1 in this pick a card reading. This pick a card reading is showing you this acquisition, the acquisition. Now, what are we acquiring? First, we're acquiring the divine masculine and the divine feminine. What's that? The divine masculine is built into every person. It is their words and their images, their symbolism, their language. Words, images, symbolism, language. That's the divine masculine. We're calling that love. We're calling that love. Love enters into the world through ourself, through our words and descriptions. Now we have a little box that we can acquire something. Look, you know this is true. You can acquire something if you ask for it, right? And you can only ask for it with your words and your descriptions, right? If you aren't able to describe what you're looking for, how can you find it or receive it? Yes. Now look, when you go into a store and you're looking for something, you describe it to the person who works there. Hey, I'm looking for those things that you put on your hands, you know, they're like thick and they're like protect you from the cold. And the person says, gloves. Acquire those things. They use their words. We use our words. We love by using our words and descriptions, because that's how we can communicate clearly with each other. And communication is what the divine masculine is all about. Now look, you know this is true. When you're in a relationship with somebody and their behavior is affecting your emotions, whoa, I have this with my son. If their behavior is affecting your emotions, you want to stop, you want to take a breath, and you want to be direct, and you want to say, hey, when you behave this way, I feel like this. You want to let them know, communicate clearly how their behavior is affecting your emotions and your reality and the relationship that the two of you have. This is important because if we use our words to convey our emotional experiences, then we're able to build a better bond between people in our lives. Now look, with my son, there's a few things that he is transitioning into doing from being a kid to being a teen. And those things are important for him to get down his habits. And when he says no, and when he fights me on it, it's very frustrating. What do? I tell him, when you behave in that way, I feel frustrated. And when I do that, I'm reflecting to him, communicating to him, I'm loving him, communicating with him, giving him words that he can acquire and use to comprehend his reality, the people in his reality, so that he can understand how to better increase the bond in his relationship with himself and with me. So we're building together with our love, our words, our descriptions. And that's so good. Now look, not only do we have that divine masculine, the words and descriptions, the love, but we also have the divine feminine. What is that? That is the light. Divine feminine is light. Divine masculine is love. Love and light, they work together. They're the only two things that are happening. All you hear are words and all you feel are light. You can feel emotion. You can see it coming out of my mouth as a little bit of a variety of tones. Isn't that nice to know that we are, senders of the light. Light bringers are us. The divine feminine says, hey there, words, will you do me a favor? Will you go and build a little box for me so that I can go into the world and exist inside of things That's what Adam did in the beginning in the Bible, right? God's like, yo, why don't you name all those animals? And Adam's like, that one, tiger. That one, monkey. That one, snake. Ooh, either way, Adam or the divine masculine puts the labels on things with the words, and the divine feminine embodies it with that, whoa, that electrifying emotional energy of life, that living thing, that conscious living light that is animating all of us. Look, it's moving my arms, and it's making the words come out with an emotional frequency that is going to heal those who listen to it. Why? Because it's just light, and you have that light. You have the divine masculine and the divine feminine living as a couple, conceiving inside of you. Inside of you. They conceive together to create new things in the world and to communicate in new ways with your loved ones, with your employer, with the people you work with the people that you meet on your day-to-day travels. These are all you using love and light constantly. The Word of God, the now of God, the always of God. You can trust in this union that the two of them have inside of you. Now look, the message here also is you are a complete and wholehearted being. You have the divine male and female in you. And this is the true love story of life. The bigger agape, the bigger God-like love story of life. It's happening over and over again in every single person that you see and in you. And in you. When you know this is who we are, we're almost like little eggs. Little eggs for the God-like couple to conceive of new ideas and actions and things, and they put it into the world, in this material world. So you're incredibly important. You are incredibly special because your set of words, your divine masculine, your data, your set of words, which is built from all of your past experiences of everything you've been through, all those words are saved inside of you, like they're in a big computer database called you. And only you have that unique set of data that's worthwhile to all of us, because we don't have it the way you do. No one's going to be able to conceive of love and light in the way that you do. So share your unique self with us. Tell others how you're feeling when they behave a certain way so that you don't have to be angry and frustrated with them. Yeah, I got to do that often with my son, right? Ouch. But look, the next thing we want to see here is this heart up here is around here with that yellow. What's that? The yellow is a joyful space. Our heart is filled with joy when we know these two live inside of us and that they are constantly conceiving of beautiful things to bring into the world. Acquisition. What are we acquiring? An expansion. We are acquiring an expansion of light moving into our personal lives, into our personal history of the world. Each one of us is bringing new data, new experiences, new ways of perceiving, and we're putting it into the world for everyone to make use of. This is how valuable and important you are, a rare, one-of-a-kind gem that is irreplaceable. So, acquire your true identity, your true worth as a self in the world and as a spiritual agent of God, of light, of renewing energy flowing. Now watch. The good news of all of this is when we are knowing that this is who we are, when we've shifted our identity to know that the divine masculine and divine feminine are living inside of us, we know that we are now whole and complete. We don't need our better half, our missing anything. We are fully unity based. Now we can go out in the world and share that light, share that joy, share that goody good stuff. As we express more light into our personal relationships with anyone around us, we're able to allow all of that light to move through us. And guess what happens? It moves through us. Look at my shirt. It will move through us like these little birds flying out there, moves through us, and it brings with us all of our heart's desires out of us, like those birds. They fly out to us, and then we start to see them coming back as personal experiences. Look at this. Then we're able to have that things that we are speculating on, speculation, the things we are speculating on, like our hopes, what I speculate this could happen. Oh, I speculate that could happen. Oh, I hope this happens. Oh, I imagine that happens. Speculation. When our eye is single, meaning when we know that the divine masculine, look at them, and the divine feminine are the king and queen of our life, then that eye is single, our body is filled with the light coming through it, and here we are, boom, 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 walking around like little crabby crabs and getting frustrated sometimes. Yeah, oh well, like I do with my son. But I tell him how I feel, how his behavior is affecting my feelings, and how much I love him anyway. I love you, dude. I want our relationship to be yeah, boom. But when you say no, no, no over and over again on these basic human needs and tasks, then I feel frustrated. So we are going to crabby crab crawl through this world, right? But not sad and not mad, because we know who we are as the king and the queen of the light that is bringing the good stuff all to the four corners of the world, meaning the four corners of our personal life. And it's just getting bigger and stronger as this eyeball of our inner light is perceiving all of these beautiful things coming to pass. Then we're collecting it more and more from the people around us, and we are safe inside of this blue diamond. This blue diamond of what? Of no one can go into your conscious space. No one can go into your third eye space. No one can mess with your king and queen within, unless you let them. Nobody can do that unless they trigger your emotions, like my son can do. When they trigger your emotions, they cause, boom, that explosion of the light that can accidentally cause us to conceive of, yikes, crappy things. Then we might accidentally, out of strong emotional disturbance, we might accidentally say words that we regret, or we might do something that we're regretful about, or we might act in a way that feels that we're ashamed of. Ouch, I've done that so many times. Now look, you know I've done that. I'm a recovered drug addict and a recovered alcoholic. You can imagine just by that label that I must have done a lot of crappy things that I am ashamed of. But I have redemption because I've cleaned it all up and I've changed the way that I think about who I am, which is now a conscious being having a human experience, a spiritual being having a human experience. Now I am more identified with this third eye space. So I am mindful of what I'm doing and I clean up my messes with my words when I make them. And you know how bad you feel when you do something that you wish you didn't do. It hurts. So I go back and I clean up the best I can my little ouchies. See? And I'll do that with my little claw. Sometimes when I get emotionally disturbed, I'll be like, and I will lash out. But that's okay and unavoidable at times. When I go back though, when I consider what I would have done differently in those situations and then I amend it, usually I let other people know, wow, I was emotionally disturbed, and my emotions push my thoughts and my actions into places I don't want to go. It took me out of my diamond place of beautiful serenity, and it put me out into this desert around here down there where I accidentally did something dry and crummy. Then when I think about how I could have done things differently and I make those changes, then I'm back on the beam of the eye of the seeing and knowing that I am a pure-hearted soul like you. Just like you. And now we are free again for the king and queen to rule. They rule and bring into our minds new things that we can then speak about and reflect on and act on in the world. And then everything just gets brighter, like a diamond would shine that light. So this reading was here for you at this time because these are important things for you to hear in this moment. You wouldn't be in this moment listening to this if it wasn't the case. You can use everything in your reality as a helper. If you pause and get calm by taking a few breaths, and you feel just slightly above your emotional experience, and you're in that conscious third eye space, and you kind of feel like a spirit and a human combined, then you're able to really know that the king and queen of love and light are doing wonderful things through you, and you will get surprising, magical, like symbols and weird little experiences of, wow, that's kind of coincidental and strange. Find people to tell those to. Share them with me in comments here. What? Find spiritual friendships, people that can water the seeds of your spiritual awakened state of being so that you can continue to blossom into what we were all meant to be and see in this world. That's your reading here. Now look, stick around for the next reading. Why not? Or Go ahead and go into the other videos on my YouTube channel. Look for the ones about spiritual awakening. Look for the ones about creating your reality or shifting your identity. Look for any of the other pick a card readings that I have on this. Just enjoy yourself. I am here as your spiritual friend till the end of time and probably afterwards. Oh yeah, thank you so much. Oh my gosh, it's still filming. What does that mean? That means we're ready to go into reading number 2. Are you sticking around for it? Or are you just getting here? It's coming from this deck. I wonder what it's going to be. It might be more than one card. I guess we're going to see. Now look, I'm Brian Nesline, as you know, a psychic, clairvoyant, medium, empath, spiritual card reader. This is just simple spiritual guidance or spiritually channeled information that is being given in this moment for your highest good. You wouldn't be watching this unless it was something useful. Now, the important part is just set the intention that you're going to relax and let go and just let the information flow. What's it gonna tell me? Who knows? Who knows? But it's going to be something you can use, and it starts right here with the Unity card. Why? Well, this tree of life is what we are all living in. That means that all these little shapes here are all the people that you've ever known. There's your brother, there's your mother, there's your sister, there's your everybody. There's your everybody. And they're all on this tree of life. Now, what is the tree of life got this person in the middle for? That is you. You. You are at the center of a whole universe or world called you. And that universe is so beautiful. Look at all the colors. It is filled with all of these rich, colorful experiences. What are those? Those are not good and bad experiences, right? Just because we had a lot of things happen in our past that were dark, you don't see that here. They're not good and bad experiences. No, they're a variety of colorful white light experiences. The white light is really a bunch of the rainbow of colors. That's what you see here. When the white light comes into this world, just like when it comes through a prism, it shifts into the bands of all of the frequencies of color. That's where the red, the green, the orange, the whatever comes from. So all you're seeing on your tree of life is a variety of colorful things. This means that even though we've been through some really dark crap in the past, like for me, for example, going through a legal separation with my spouse after 14 years, even though it looks like a bad or a dark thing, it's really just a green thing or a blue thing or a red thing. It's just part of the pattern of unique variety, almost like a little Easter egg, almost like a little surprise experience that I get to go through and add to the tree of my life. Think of this tree kind of as your brain in a way. Look, like all of the memories all stored in here, and there you are as a conscious person accessing it from your third eye, from your innermost awareness. So you can go traveling along the tree of your own life and you can draw on any of these experiences. It's a united thing. Now look, you're at the center of this unity. You're the center of a world. I don't mean an egotistical center. I mean, as a spiritual being, you are the conscious authority in your personal world. Meaning that no one can make you do anything. You're the one who can pause and breathe and just contemplate like she's doing, to decide what she wants to add or subtract or multiply on her tree of life. And you can do that too, when you know that love and light is all there is. Now, love is your words, and the light, of course, is all of the variety of experiences. Now, we know that there's no good or bad so much as there is a variety of one white light entering into the world. Once you can wake up spiritually and know that it's not really about black and white and duality anymore, it's not an opposition, even though bad things suck and good things are awesome. Even though we know that, even though we know that you have to stop at a stop sign and that you should go through a green light, even though we know these laws, we're still going to live above them in the way that we're going to know that really it's okay to go through a red light. But we're not going to do that. Don't do that, dude. Listen to what I'm saying. Do not go through red lights. But it's okay because it's just a variety of an experience. Just like stopping at the red light is one way to handle it, running through the red light is another way to handle it. Not driving at all is a third way to handle it, and on and on and on. There are a variety of ways to approach things. But duality will say that stopping at the red light is good and running the red light is bad, and it is, just so you know. I'm going to repeat that again. Abide by the laws of the land, right? but at the same time, know that they are all varieties. That means that when you're sad, this sucks, I'm sad, I'm depressed, I'm crying about it, it hurts, it sucks, it's not good. That's okay. But know that it's still just a variety of a personal experience on the tree of your life, and that you exist beyond that. You exist further than that. Your loved ones who have passed on are existing without any of the attachment of all that. They're just free and they're just flowing. They are knowing everything. No one's missing. We're all together in this song. You know it's real. The unity of all of us. Look at them. Here's all your loved ones floating around without the tree. Why? Because they're free and they're not gone. They're here, and you can contact them when you be like they are. Be like they are. What does that mean? That means become like one of them. In other words, let go of duality. See life as a variety, not a good and a bad. And then, before you die, of course, see it as a variety so that you can get into that conscious inner space. Then up there in your intuition, your third eye land, you can go into your third eye land, island up there. And that's where all of my conscious beings of people who have passed on are accessible. It's a whole new dimension. It's a whole new space where you can play and you can communicate. A lot of life is about getting up out of duality and learning how to live up in your conscious imagination. And yes, I said the word imagination because it's the easiest way to describe it. And it's the most common place. If you go into your imagination or into your lucidity or your dream world, you can do anything. You can imagine anything. If you do that, you can imagine very easily sitting down and having dinner with your deceased parent. Hey there, Dad. Mom asking my dad right now, what do you have? And he's like, we're having roast beef. I'm like, oh my God, I see it. Oh my God, I taste it. Hey, Dad, what's it like over there? He's like, Brian, it is awesome. Dude, you don't have to worry anymore, Brian. Like all the worry that you did on earth, it's ridiculous. Oh my God, wait till you find out how freeing it feels to not have that body of worry that's holding you down, rooted in this world. It's all being broken apart, all that worry, through the sounds that you hear all around you. When you listen to sounds, when you hear a bird chirp, when you hear a horn beep, realize it's just a little bit of sound that's healing you. When you hear people speak, listen underneath their words. Go underneath the meaning. Go within where nothing is. Feel that little freedom space. Know that you can talk to anyone, whether you're in front of their face or not. Doesn't matter. Bring them up in your conscious space. Bring them up in your land where no one else can go. Bring them in and sit down and sup with them. As Jesus said, oh, if any man asks, we will enter in and make our home inside of him and have a little meal. And that's what we're doing here. We're realizing who we are as spiritual beings attached to our human experience, our tree of life, and that we are the conscious authority, we're the gateway, the gatekeeper of it. And you know this because as a consciousness, you're the one who decides what you believe or don't believe. And that's going to be important, right? When people are offering things to you that sound limited or bad or like, I just don't feel like that's something I want to invest in. You don't have to. Instead, you can just reflect it back to them. You can be like, oh, what I hear you saying is I should believe in evil, right? And they'll say, yes, you should, because evil's evil. Oh, you can say back to them like, oh, what I hear you saying is that evil's a really real thing for you, huh? And they're going to say, yes, it is. And you better watch out. And you can say like, you're so kind. I can tell you were caring about me and giving me a warning. If we reflect back what they're saying without taking on their stuff, we'll be free and buoyant while they float away into their own worlds and their own trees. So the unity of this is that we are all sharing the same world, but we don't have to worry about anybody getting into our sacred, secret space because we are protected and safe in our own conscious land when we know who we are. That's what all my videos are really about at the root level, at the core root, is to help us wake up spiritually and know our identity as a awareness, a consciousness, a spirit inside a self, and then to be able to make use of the variety of the things that we want to see come to pass in our life by what we imagine and feel and think about and take actions on and believe in. All of the things that you're believing in, they're all inside of you, and they're going to grow out into this tree as long as you know that that light is the thing that's granting the growth. The light is the thing that's making it real. The light is not us. The light is moving through us. We are the creation that the light is loving, in this world. So look around at other people. They are a unique variety of God in disguise. They are you in disguise. They are us, unity. That's the reading here. Whoa, rewatch it, especially if it sounded cryptic and you're like, what the heck is he talking about? It doesn't really matter. What you need to hear, you'll hear. It'll play on a shared memory that you had from the past. Maybe something different will rise up in your mind. Your little tree of life is something you are never going to be blind to, my friends. It's always going to be here for you. Now look, there's nothing to worry about. I'm going to give you one more little card right at the end of this. I've got to travel over here to my land of cards. They're all up there on that bookcase. What's it going to be? Let's pull one out and let's see. This is a little bit of a bonus track. If you've been enjoying this, I wonder if you've watched all the way through here. Know this, that just go to any of the videos on my YouTube channel that you're drawn to. Look at the thumbnails, look at the pictures. Be like, oh, that one sounds interesting. Oh, I feel called to that one. Or there's something about that I want to know. Or if you have any like synchronicities or any, reminders of something that the thumbnail has a picture of, or, oh, that reminded me of what happened yesterday. Let me go and check that out. Follow the rabbit down the rabbit hole, and what'll happen? You'll lose your sorrow. You're going to lose all of this sorrow of living in the world of black and white duality, and you're going to rise up through that little sliver, that rabbit hole up is where we're going. We're going up the rabbit hole, really, out into the stars. That's what you see up here. So that's what the card says. It says, don't worry, mankind. Everything's okay. Cast your worry and sorrow aside. Isn't that what we were just talking about? Look how the card comes out. Cast your worry and sorrow aside. Go up into the rabbit hole, up to the stars where everything knows that you're lovely, and that light and you are friends. That light and you are friends. Take care. Thank you for being a part of this channel. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Make a little YouTube account of your own so that you can subscribe and press the bell so that you can get the updated notifications of the videos when they come out. What else? I'll show you one more thing before we leave here. What is it? Oh, it's this. And what is it doing? It's eating some spiritual food. Why do I do this and show this to you? Because everything around you can help you in your quest to continue to be your best life ever. Take care, my friends. Thanks for being a part of this. I love you.